Hi, welcome to my video on quadratic sequences, part 4. Find equation number 2. What I'm going to do this time, in the previous video, I worked out the equation by finding the D2 and then find the value of A, plug the A in, and then plug the two extra points in, I call it points N and Tn, into the equation, find the values of B and C. But in this video, I'm going to work it out a little bit different. Let's say I forgot that D2 was 2A and I didn't get my D2. How would I do it? Well, remember, this is a 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is T1, T2, T3, T4. So, if I treat this as a ordered pair here, so this is N, comma, Tn. So this is N is 1, and this is T1 is 7. So if I sub that into this equation, I'm writing down the equation, so I'm putting Tn, T1 is 7, A, 1 squared, N is 1, and 7. So 1 squared is 1 times A is A, 1 times B is B, and C. So my equation is A plus B plus C equals 7. So I'm going to call that number 1. So remember I forgot. If you forgot that D2 was 2A and you couldn't find your A value to make it quicker, this is the long way. This is where you're going to take three values, 3 ordered pairs, or whatever, in terms of the sequence. That's 2 giving you a negative 2. So I'm working out, notice I don't have any values. I'm working out 3 equations that have A, B, and C, and I have to solve them. So Tn is negative 2, N is 2. So I just take my time. So 2 squared is 4, so that's 4A. And B times 2 is 2B plus C. So flip the equation around. Notice A, B, C, the right order. And I'll do one more, 3. This is 3, negative 17. So again, I'm writing it down so you can see, and hopefully, just got to be careful. So I'm subbing in Tn or T3 is negative 17 and N is 3. Negative 17. 3 squared is 9, so that's a 9A. B times 3, 3B plus C. So I have 9A plus 3B plus C. So this is equation 1, this is equation 2, and this is equation 3. Now, we have 3 equations with 3 variables. So let's take, now I have to, this is why this is going to take so long. The other one, remember I found the A and plugged in only the 2 points to get the B and the C. But now I forgot that D2 was 2A, so I'm going to go the long way. So I'm going to take 2 equations. I'm going to take number 1, and I'm going to take number 2. Notice that's number 1. That's number 2. Number 1 and number 2. So I'm going to eliminate. What I'm going to do now, you can eliminate whatever variable you wish. I got 3 variables, so let's get rid of. So I'm going to multiply again. I'm going to get rid of C. I'm going to go with getting rid of C again. So I do the reverse order. I get rid of the C, then the B, and then the A, but it depends on the problem. So -1 times A, B, C, 7 gives you -A minus B minus C equals -7. And 1 doesn't change it, so it's 4A plus 2B plus C equals -2. So when I add these up, the C's cancel out. I get 3A plus B equals -9. 3A plus B equals -9. Now that's equation 1, 2, and 3. So I'm going to call this one number 4. Now I'm going to take another pair of equations and get rid of C again. And if I get rid of C again, then I'll have 2 equations with A and B. And that's what I want. So I'm going to take number 1 and number 3. The reason I use number 1 because I got all 1 coefficients here. So I got A. There's number 1 equation. So I'm going to write down number 3 now. So there's 9A plus 3B plus C equals net. So there's number 3 equation. Wrote it down. Again, I'm going to do elimination. Much faster to do elimination. So I'm going to multiply by -1 again because that's a 1C. I want a -1C. So -1 times all of these is -A minus B minus C equals -7. So I got a 9A plus 3B plus, remember I'm multiplying by 1, so it's not changing the equation. Add, so they give me 0. That gives me 8A plus 2B equals -24. And this is number 5. So let's take number 4 equation, which got an A and a B in it. Take number 5 equation, which got an A and a B in it. Notice I got them all lined up. I have the A's below the A's, B's below the B's, C's. I have the A's and the B's lined up, and I want to do elimination. So since that's a +2, I want this to be a -2, so I'm going to multiply. This is number 4 equation. This is number 5 equation. So I'm going to multiply that equation by -2. -2. -2. And I multiply this equation by 1. Because I want to get rid of the B's. So -2 times 3A. -2 times B. -2 times -9. And 1 doesn't change it. So 8A plus 2B equals -24. And we add them up. They're gone. So that's 2A. Oh, notice, I just noticed -2 times -9 is a positive 18. So that gives me -6 divided by 2, and A is equal to -3. So be careful. Be careful. It's easy to make a mistake in solving 3 variable system. So -2 times -9 is 18. So A is 3. So now since I have A is 3, let's go back into either this equation or this one. So if I put -3 here, I'll get the B. So if I put -3 here, I'll get the B. So I'm going to sub A equals -3 into, let's put it into number 4. So what we have, put in number 4 equation. So 3A plus B equals -9. So I'm putting in a -3 in the place of A. Three times -3 is -9. B equals -9 plus 9. So B equals 0. Now I'm going to sub b equals 0 into, now I can put it into b. So now if I have the a and the b, so I don't have my c yet. So I'm going to sub these two values into either 1, 2, or 3. So I'm going to sub it into number 1, because number 1 got all 1 coefficients. So a plus b plus c equals 7. So a is -3, b is a 0. So c is the only unknown, so that's -3. So c equals 7 plus 3. We just ignore the 0. So c equals 10. So the equation is I have an a, a b, and a c. So I'm going to sub a equals -3, b equals 0, and c equals 10 into the initial equation, the equation right at the beginning. So I sub it into Tn equals an squared plus bn plus c. So Tn, a is -3, so that's -3n squared, b is 0, and c is 10. So the equation is Tn equals -3n squared plus 10. That's the equation that makes this sequence true. So notice, if you forgot that D2 is 2a, to get the a value, you got to eliminate one of the three variables first to get it down to an equation with two variables, and again do that elimination. So this is much longer if you forgot in a sequence, in a quadratic sequence, that d was 2a. Remember, in an arithmetic sequence, d is equal to a. d1 is 1a, but in a quadratic, d2 is 2a. So it's much longer if you had to go through. Now what I'm going to show you is a little trick. I'm going to show you a little tiny trick. And what happens is, if you forgot that D2 was 2a, and you did your D2 and picked out your A, then you're going to have a longer question. I'm going to show you a little trick, but it's not, you got to be careful. You got to ask your teacher if you're allowed to do this, if you're solving a quadratic sequence. I'm going to work this down. Now, what's this? 4, 6, and that's 21 minus 13 is 8. 6 minus D1, and that's a 2, and that's a 2. Notice that D2 is 2. So if that's a 2, I'm going to do something it's okay if you're doing a y equals ax. If you had a y equals ax squared plus bx plus c, then this would make sense what I'm going to do. But you gotta be careful. I'm doing a little trick that if I put this one as a 2, because D2 is the same, remember, if I put D2 here and did it this way, I could work back up here. But if I put it here, same thing. So 4 subtract what number gives you 2? That's a 2. And notice when you go here, 3 subtract what number gives you 2? Then that's a 1. But remember, this is a sequence. So this is really a 0. But I'm doing a trick that I'm knowing this. I'm coming up with 0 and a 1 as an ordered pair. So n is 0 and that one is a 1. That's like a y-intercept when x is 0. So if you take this and plug it into this equation, remember, it's a little bit illegal, not right, but it works. And again, if you're going to think about it this way, it's a faster way to do it. 1, n is 0, n is 0. So doing it this way, that's 1 equals, that cancels out that 0. That gives you c is 1. And getting that c value, now you got Tn equals a n squared plus bn plus 1. So because you found the c by this method, remember you forgot that d2 is 2a, you worked it down, but you worked backwards on this and got a 0, 1, and now you got c is 1. Now we can plug in a 1, 3, and we can plug in a 2, 7. So 1, 3, so Tn is, you're going to plug this into this equation. So there's the equation. We're subbing it into number 1. So 3 equals a, 1 squared, b1 plus 1. So 3 equals a plus b plus 1. 3 minus 1 is a plus b. So 2 equals a plus b. So a plus b equals 2. And Tn equals, we're subbing this into, again, notice we're putting it into number 1. We're subbing this into number 1. There it is. So Tn is 7 and n is 2. 2, 4a, 2b, 7 minus 1, so 6, and put it in order. Now, this is number 1. We'll call this new equation here number 2. Call this new equation number 3. So we'll take 2 and 3 and put it here. A plus b equals 2. 4a plus 2b equals 6. And I want to eliminate. So that's I can multiply by negative 4, or I can multiply by negative 2. That's negative 2 is a smaller number. And when I multiply by negative 2, I get a negative 2a minus 2b equals negative 4. Multiply by 1 doesn't change. They cancel out. So that's a 2a equals 2, a equals 1. So I'm going to sub a equals 1 into number 2. A plus b equals 2. So if I put 1 in for a, I can find b. So I have already got c is 1, a is 1. So I'm going to sub. Now I can sub it into, I know what a is, c is 1, a is 1, b is 1. So I can sub all these into this main equation, or I can sub them into here. Sub it into sub a equals 1, b equals 1 into number 1 equation. So I have Tn is, a is 1, so it's 1 n squared. B is 1, so it's 1 n. And C is 1 into number 1 equation. So A is 1, B is 1. So I subbed it in here. So that gives me Tn equals n squared plus n. Oh, see, C is 1. I forgot. I just wrote down C there. C is 1. So there's the equation that gives me this quadratic sequence. And it's a quadratic sequence because it's a D2. So if you forgot that D2 is 2A, and like if you said 2A equals 2, you would have got A is 1 right away. And that would have made the problem work out to B and the C. So if you forgot that, then you came up with this equation. So But again, this is a trick. You can do that. I can do it. I know what I'm doing. But it's a little bit illegal because you can only go as far as 1, 2, 3, 4. You can't go back to 0. But I did it, and I got this point, and this point gave me the value of C, which is 1, and it made the problem easier to work out. Because if you didn't do D2 is 2A, or if you didn't do that this point is 0, 1 to get the C, then you had to go through this long A, B, and C in each equation and do elimination, and so it's way longer. So that's a little trick that I use if I wanted to do that. And the more tricks you can get, the more skills you have, the better you are at math. And so that ends this video. And if you like my video, click the like button, subscribe button. Visit my website, www.mathfullyexplained.com, to find more information about me, my videos, and the content. That's the content on my YouTube channel called Math Fully Explained. Thank you for viewing my video. Bye-bye.